Morris at the NBA Finals. I'm talking about everybody is watching the NBA Finals. So Grant Hill said, yeah, I used to watch the scene. I think that was Grant Hill. He said, I used to watch the scene. Sugar, sugar, salt, salt. If you didn't get off, it ain't my fault, right? Yeah, that's Mr. Nat Morris right there. So I'm excited about that. Mr. Nat Morris and Mr. Geno Washington has been like my godfathers, okay? Nat Morris took me in 1979. 1979, he took me in. And I've been with this man ever since 1979. So let's give him another round of applause. I love you, man. Love you, man. Love you, man. Yeah. And it's just like son and father, too. We have our scratch and space, and we come back, and we leave, and we come back. That's my guy there, for real, along with Mr. Geno Washington. I see Mr. David Banks over there from Enchantment. Y'all give him a nice round of applause, okay? Gloria, Sunshine, Gloria. Mr. David Banks right there, y'all. Yep, and he's still touring. He's on the road right now with Radio and some others, Enchantment. Who we got? Mr. Moses Hepburn. Stand up, Moses, from the scene. One of the greatest dancers that ever danced on the scene. He was there before I got there. So therefore, you was there like 76, 77? 77. You went in 77, yep. Yep. I came out of the military in 1979, and I saw somebody dancing on TV. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what they doing dancing on TV? You know, I come up from Soul Train, so, right? But I come back from the military, and they was dancing on the scene. I couldn't believe it. A dance show in Detroit, I could not believe it. For real. So what I did was I went to WGPR on Jefferson there, and I stood outside for about a month. Couldn't get on that show. Seriously. Every week they would pick you to go on the show. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't make it, right? I didn't make it for a whole month. But I just came out the military, so I had the military cut, and I got they told me, bro, you gotta go down to Hot Sam's, man. You gotta go to Sherman's Clothes or something. You gotta go to the Broadway and get something, yeah. So then that's what I did. And don't you know I got picked that next week. And the rest was history. I've been down to the scene ever since then. So yes, shout out to those. These are, and so from that comes this right here, what I'm doing. I specialize in broadcasting, teaching people, young people. Mr. Nat Morris at the NBA Finals. I'm talking about everybody is watching the NBA Finals. So Grant Hill said, yeah, I used to watch the scene. I think that was Grant Hill. He said, I used to watch the scene. Sugar, sugar, salt, salt. If you didn't get off, it ain't my fault, right? Yeah, that's Mr. Nat Morris right there. So I'm excited about that. Mr. Nat Morris and Mr. Geno Washington has been like my godfathers, okay? Nat Morris took me in 1979. 1979, he took me in. And I've been with this man ever since 1979. So let's give him another round of applause. I love you, man. Love you, man. Love you, man. Yeah. And it's just like son and father, too. We have our scratch and space, and we come back, and we leave, and we come back. That's my guy there, for real, along with Mr. Geno Washington. I see Mr. David Banks over there from Enchantment. Y'all give him a nice round of applause, okay? Gloria, Sunshine, Gloria. Mr. David Banks right there, y'all. Yep, and he's still touring. He's on the road right now with Radio and some others, Enchantment. Who we got? Mr. Moses Hepburn. Stand up, Moses, from the scene. One of the greatest dancers that ever danced on the scene. He was there before I got there. So therefore, you was there like 76, 77? 77. You went in 77, yep. Yep. I came out of the military in 1979, and I saw somebody dancing on TV. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what they doing dancing on TV? You know, I come up from Soul Train, so, right? But I come back from the military, and they was dancing on the scene. I couldn't believe it. A dance show in Detroit, I could not believe it. For real. So what I did was I went to WGPR on Jefferson there, and I stood outside for about a month. Couldn't get on that show. Seriously. Every week they would pick you to go on the show. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't make it, right? I didn't make it for a whole month. But I just came out the military, so I had the military cut, and I got the, they told me, bro, you gotta go down to Hot Sam's, man. You gotta go to Sherman's Clothes or something. You gotta go to the Broadway and get something, yeah. So then that's what I did. And don't you know, I got picked that next week. And the rest was history. I've been down to the scene ever since then. So, yes, shout out to those. These are, and so from that comes this right here, what I'm doing. I specialize in broadcasting, teaching people, young people, 23, my graduating class is 23. So the state of Michigan, Governor Whitmer, she has been really instrumental in doing what we do. Lansing has been, and I leave that up to them too. I wait till they come back from Lansing and find out what we're doing. So they fighting for us, man, because you know we got a person in office right now who don't feel like we should have the privileges that we have, if I can just say it like that, right? But they are on the front line fighting for us to continue getting funds from the government. So let's give them a nice round of applause once again, for real, for real, for real, for real. Yeah. And so these two twins right here, if I can speak on them. So the neighborhood block clubs back in the day, they still have a few now. Well, this lady invented, she started the neighborhood block clubs. Miss Toni McElwain, let's give her a nice round of applause. Miss Toni McElwain, I'm talking about way back in the day. She felt that the need that the communities and neighborhoods should be unified. And she went block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, and created that. What year was that?
Started in 1988.
She started in 1988, okay? I'm talking about, and put it across the world, across the country. And she's still doing her thing today, and I bless you for it. She got her twin sister here with her. Bless you both. Let's give them a nice round of applause again. So that's what Toni is doing, and she's very instrumental in what I'm doing. They have what we call My Virtual Academy. So My Virtual Academy is one where if you don't have your high school diploma for whatever reason, you're under 22 years old, you didn't get your high school diploma, they can get you in the program, get your high school diploma, and you'll get $500 after completing that to continue your education. $500 after completing that. Let's give them a nice round of applause. My Virtual Academy. Yeah. Mr. Weaver is the owner and the president, and I was hoping he came today. This man reminded me of Colonel Sanders from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, he just turned 91 yesterday.
Yes, turned 91 yesterday. The owner of Piper, he's a beautiful guy.
Yeah.
He reminds you of Colonel Sanders, like back in the day.
Yeah.
If y'all whoever worked for KFC, you knew you had to go to Kentucky and study under Colonel. You did. Back in the day, you went to Kentucky and studied under Colonel Sanders. Yes. Yeah, so you can learn them 7 herbs and spices. So you can learn them 7 herbs and spices, yes. So, I love Mr. Weaver. He's been instrumental in helping me as well. He sponsors a couple of our events. We're getting ready to do a television show based on the neighborhoods and things like that. So let's give them a nice round of applause again, okay? Yeah. So we go over here and we got Mr. Kenny Mitchell. Now Kenny Mitchell is married to Thelma Mitchell. Thelma is a Stubbs girl. Levi Stubbs? Right, so he's married to Thelma Stubbs. So let's give him a nice round of applause. He's the engineer, producer, and he got some equipment over there that he's gonna donate to us and all like that. So yeah, we got nothing but stars up in here tonight. Cleve is his partner from, Cleve, you from North Carolina, right?
Well, I'm from here.
Well, you're from there, but you moved there
Yeah.
because it was a little too fast for you here, and you left us. But he's back. And Cleve is my partner. He the one to keep me up around the country. He got like 4 different states listening to my radio station. Yeah, so I appreciate that. They get on the phone, they call everybody. I'm on the air, so my numbers go straight up. So appreciate y'all, please. So we got, who else we got? We got, now Yvonne Harris, Smiley, is right there. Wave your hand, Yvonne. Now she was one of the original singing dancers back in the day. Like 1970. Look, Mr. Nat Moore said, wait a minute. Yeah. So, but She is a sister to Shirley. I don't know if y'all remember Shirley. Shirley was a real popular dancer, real dark skinned lady was on there. That's her sister. And I do got a picture. It may come up when we get the screen going. I was on the scene for the first time. I didn't know them. I was in the military. I didn't know them. So Shirley was on the show that I was on that day. And we took a picture, and I'm standing in the back because I'm tall and they're short. And I was able to get a picture with her. But rest in peace to Shirley. Let's give her a nice round of applause for her absence. I'm talking about Shirley was a real popular dancer back in the day. Yep, her, Spud, people like that, Shane, people like that. They was the popularity, they were the face of the scene back in the day like that, okay? They kept it going, yep. And I want to give a shout out to my sister and my family, Joan Carpenter, which is my sweetie over there. This is her family right here, yep. And so, we want to keep them in prayer, because they just lost their sister here recently.
Wow.
Yep, and she even lost her husband here recently, Jennifer. Now, Jen, you're going to see her. She's a Lions fan. She's been a ticket holder for like ever. She be on the commercials and all like that. This one here, Jenny, raise your hand, Jenny. They call her the Lion Diva. Yeah, they love her. She's at every game, $2,500 seats. She right there front row. They 35 now.
I ain't bragging, but that's what they is.
Yeah. But she's popular with the Lions and supporting our team, okay? And then the judge. I know you're a judge. Oh, okay. You said you was a judge. I said, all rise, and she stood straight up. But I'm going to get to you there, Judge. But Miss Sharon Dumas now. Miss Sharon Dumas is right here. Y'all don't know Miss Sharon Dumas? Yeah, Miss Sharon Dumas is an outstanding lady as well in her own right. She just got a presidential award from President Obama just before he got out of office, and this one that we have now is in. But she was able to go to Washington, D.C., get a presidential award. She's been doing what she do for the young people for about 40 years straight. Let's give her a nice round of applause. Okay? Yeah, she's getting ready to do a walk. They made a song for Stevie Wonder. They got a love walk. They really advocate for Stevie Wonder here in the state of Michigan. And I'm going to let her speak on it shortly. But Miss Dumas here, I've been knowing her neck from a long time ago. Back on the scene, you would let her come down and announce some of her events and things of that nature. Gino know her as well. So Miss Sharon Dumas is in the house. I'm excited. Let's give her a nice round of applause. Yeah. So who else we got? Now, Judge, what?
I am Sharon Dumas' neighbor.
Okay.
But I am born and raised in Detroit, so I know and have heard of a lot of people, the Stubb people and them, they were like, they don't know me, but I know all, like a bunch of them. I just put it like that. I used to caregive a dear friend who had passed out. She had ALS, and we had to get some like caregivers in to help see it. And I can't remember, Denise, and someone else was owned a caregiver place, and we could get people from the Stubb girl. Denise. What about the one that lived in Vegas?
That's Pam.
Pam. I used to talk with both of them. So I'm just showing you what the
No,
Stubb
she
was.
moved back here.
Oh, Pam was right here now. See, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because this was in 2022, so, okay. Yeah.
They supposed to be coming, a few of them, they maybe still coming.
Oh, okay.
Charles Clark of the Floaters, he'll be here shortly too. Matt Morris, that's my goddad, for real. He don't even understand how much I love him. Because he didn't have to say, come on, Pig, but he did. Because he was out of town when I came on the show to actually work on the show. He was out of town, they were short a man, right? So I'm getting out of the military, I'm still ready to go, right? So I just jumped right in. So Nat came back from our vacation, and they told him, like, yeah, this guy is back here, man, he's been doing some real good things, you need to look at him. He act like he wanted to work. Nat said, yeah, I heard you've been doing some good things while I was out of town. I said, well, thank you. He said, well, you can come on, volunteer right now. If you want to just hang around, you can do that. And from that day to this day, Moses, me and that man right there, man, I was editing for Prince for like 6 years. I had a contract with Nat Morris, the artist Prince.
Yeah.
all his television commercials for his concerts and everything like that, we did it at Nat Morris Studio. Okay? Prince, Rick James, any of them concerts from back in the day, we did those commercials along with Gerald McBride, who did the voice. Gerald McBride. So our history goes back a long way, and we have to be able to tell our story. I said, Nat, you gotta tell your story, man. You know, don't let nobody tell your story. We gotta tell our own story. So today on my 6-year anniversary, because I decided after coming out of ministry, I was in ministry for 14 years. Actually, this year, well, May coming up this month, it'll be 20 solid years for me in ministry. Okay? 8 years pastor, and I'm totally dedicated to what God has for me. I ain't too much worried about what He got for y'all. I'm serious, because I gotta make sure I'm okay before I make sure y'all okay. And that's where I'm at with life. So God is constantly working on me, charging to my head and my heart in all things that I do. But He is really working on me, okay? So now He has brought me out of the 4 walls. I actually had a church ministry and all like that. They came to a service that I preached here recently, and they were actually surprised. But this is what I do. God has blessed me to do this, you know, and I'm passionate about it. So for those that's in here, Yvonne, I appreciate y'all, man. And it's, you know, the world headquarters, these children right here, everything that we do, it's just for the glory of God. Okay? It's for the glory of God. He knew it for this purpose. He knew it for this time for me. You know, for those that's here with me, I really appreciate y'all. We went to the 10th power with this. Why? Because I had a 5-year outlook on Detroit Legacy. Everybody know about that. When you start a business, what you do, you get you a 5-year outlook, correct? Because you might not make it through the 3rd year. Most don't make it through the 3rd year, right? So I had a 5-year outlook on this business right here, this company that I created, Simone. And so I've been working that thing all the way out. So this is the 6th year. So what that tell you, I made it to my 5th year. Did I accomplish all the goals that I set out and put on my board? No. Am I getting there? Yes. This is proof of it, Gino Washington. This is proof of it. I tell Gino all the time. I love Gino, man. I love Gino. He looks out for me to the 10th power. Yeah. So 6 years, that means you're on your 10 year. You're on your way to your 10 year. Right? You done crossed the 5 year. That's why I'm so excited today. This is hard. That's hard to do, and by yourself. I don't have a lot of help. I have a lot of people beating my door down saying, come on, man, what you doing over there? I want to help you. Let's do this together, man. Come on, let's do this. Even today, all of this in here, I did myself. Thank you. Put all these chairs in here, brought all these tables in here, brought all that food up there. My girl, she cooked all of that food. Yeah. And it's all free and compliments, man, from what we're doing here with my company, man. Detroit Legacy Sunrise. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and we have legacies, man. All of us got a legacy, right? Good or bad, you still got a legacy. Right? Good or bad, you still got a legacy. Detroit Legacy Sunrise. Why? The sun gonna always shine. It's gonna always shine. So you keep your light shining bright. That's the meaning of the company. Amen. That's the meaning of the company. JamsRadio.com down here on this wall. It's a project that me and this gentleman right here came up with 4 years ago. July the 4th will be our 4-year anniversary for JamsRadio.com. 4 years on the air. 4 years on the air. We're averaging about 46,000 listeners. On a good day, we get 756. But we're averaging 46,000 listeners. And that's across the country, across the world too, like Sierra Leone, I get Nigeria and things like that, but like Florida, North Carolina, this is what we do, Yvonne, it's like every day, from 6 to 10 p.m. So I'm excited about our radio station. Why? What does that do? Because music soothes the savage beats. Yeah. And music is the light to the soul. Music. And so I just want to give y'all a little bit of insight on what we're doing. We're getting ready to eat right now. I just want to give y'all a little insight on what's going on right here with what I'm doing.
I have to say this, we have, I don't know if she can do it though, but we have the Las Vegas singer that's all around the state. No, yes, she sings in Florida, she sings in Las Vegas, she sings everywhere.
Okay.
Maybe she can see while we're eating.
Maybe she can. And then I gotta give a nice round of applause for my daughter right here.
Okay.
My daughter has been battling lupus, and then they found out it wasn't even lupus. For like 17 years. Been battling that thing. They've been false treating her. False, you know how that goes. You're an advocate to that. She's an advocate to that. Those doctors will false treat you. If they treat you at all, okay?
That's right, that's right.
If they treat you at all. So, my daughter is here, so I appreciate you, daughter, for being here, blessing me with your presence on today. She is a trooper soldier, Nash. You know that, man. You know that, man. So let's give her a nice round of applause for her stay here, man. She is a trooper soldier and been down through there. And she got a son, that little guy that's walking around here being so nice and just so mannerable. That's her son, okay? That's my grandson right here, okay? Yeah. High standards and high education. That's what we into right now. We gotta lift us up to a high standard with high education. We treat our children like they need to know, hey, pick them pants up off your butt. Say thank you. Say amen. Bless. High standards. Let's start getting our children into high standards. We done lost that. We lost the high standard part, right? Then we're talking about that now. We're trying to implement a program through the HR bill, HR 3835. It's an actual bill on the table of legislation, right? For higher standards and higher education. That's very important. Okay? Because Trump said, y'all better get them together or we sure will. That's what Trump said. Y'all better get them together or we sure will. We'll deport them or whatever we got to do. And I mean, that man is serious too, so y'all take it serious with our young ones, with our grandbabies that's in school. Teach them robotics, teach them STEM, right? Teach them jobs that they can't take away from them, Moses. Them general labor jobs, they're taking them jobs from our young people. Okay? And I'm gonna leave y'all with this one. Facebook, they're making 150 million robots. 150 million. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. What's his name? Elon Musk, he's matching them. He's making 150 million robots. That's 300 million robots. That's gonna take somebody's jobs. That's gonna do all of this labor. They don't have to turn the robots off. They ain't gotta give you 8 hours and you gone. No, they do 24 hours nonstop. So they don't need us. A billionaire don't need us. We need them? Not really, because we got God Almighty, amen? But the fact of the matter is, they are setting up something, people. So with these programs that Ashiki has and Simone has with STEM, they do robotics, they do 3D printing. Oh man, wait till he starts talking about the programs that we have to offer, Tony. So we need to start getting into ventures like this, people of God. For real, for real. Tell your children to start paying more attention to your education, man. Education is more important now than ever, okay? He's trying to be the president over Harvard School, Harvard University. Harvard University, they found the cure for sickle cell, diabetes. No, they still working. They don't have that children. But polio. Harvard University is the university. That is the university. So when they be in there studying and all like that, then when they find a cure, then they put it on the market. And they give it the vaccine and stuff. Harvard University is #1 in that department. How dare him? go and try to just eliminate all of them faculty members and say he's the president, so he's going to be, you know, so we gotta think about that, people, guys, okay? Yeah, right? So what we're doing, Ashiki, and I appreciate you, man. You and your wife, man, I'm telling you, they on the front lines for real. We in the building, they on the front lines for real, man. They got programs for you. You do healthcare, right? You in the healthcare field? Yeah. Right. We got World Mental Health Development, World Mental Health, because our mental health is really, really a problem right now. So we have World Mental Health Organization, and we're looking for healthcare providers and people that's in the healthcare field, mental field, and things of that nature. This is what we do. This is what we do. So when y'all see me here on Facebook, I don't be playing with that thing, man. I'm not on there just to play. Anything I put on there, you believe is real. Okay, Tony? I don't play with that thing, and I use Facebook only for that reason.
Right.
Okay, guys? So I appreciate y'all being here. We're gonna eat a little food. We're gonna try to get this music
What's your
together.
Facebook name? May I ask you?
Facebook. So Brian Nelson. Brian Nelson, my name. I have one in Detroit Piccolo from a radio station. And so James Mitchell of the Detroit Emeralds, he should be coming here soon. Y'all remember Detroit Emeralds?
Yeah, that's good.
Do me right, do me right, do me right good. Yeah. So that's my man. So all these people, we all come up together, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you keep your character in place, right? Your character and your integrity, it'll go before you. So when they say Brian is coming over to visit, you can say, oh, that's cool. Yeah, he's a good guy. Instead of saying, oh my God, here he comes. Oh no. But that's what character and integrity is. When they say your name, you want them to say, he's welcome. She's welcome. Character and integrity. So I strive on that, little one. Strive on that. Make sure your character is before you properly. And your integrity. I mean, you can stand up for what you believe in. You have great integrity. Amen? All right. So Simone and Ashiki, I want you to come up here for a second, and we're going to get the food together. And I want y'all to hear a little bit from my buddy. This is my partner. This is my partner. And his mom is the great Mother Oshindara. She passed away during COVID, but Mother Oshindara was a powerhouse in the city of Detroit as well. I mean, and this is her son right here. But she passed away, but she downloaded everything to this gentleman right here. Amen.
Thank you all for coming out. Thank you to my uncle Brian Nelson, and I would like to say thank you to you all. I would like to say thank you to my wife, to my Dashi over here, talking to other people. Thank you to my wife, and also some of the programs that we have going on. Let's keep doing this. She's one of the stars for her program, what she does with the young women. And we've been working together and building together and also looking at other business ventures together. So we've been coming to the community and working within the community. Some of our achievements, we've been able to win some of the out of school time awards, but some of our big achievements lately has been that we're able to bill for Medicare for services. So that's good, and then also we've been able to start our own apprenticeship. So that's really powerful because it's through the U.S. Department of Labor. So we have a program that's backed by the U.S. government. So what we're looking at is teaming up together and empowering our people, and then working together with you all as well, and then getting some movements going. And that's pretty much what I have to say right now. I didn't expect to be thrown up here, but I'm here now. Thank you all.
Let's give him that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't mention how many organizations are under him. How many he's blessing with his funds.
Yes. So we have, this year we have a total of 24 organizations that we've been able to bless. Before that, we had a total of 64 organizations we've been able to bless. Totally, we have over 100 organizations that work with us. And also, Uncle Stacy back there, Dr. Stacy, he's going to be a part of our electrical program. So that is very big and instrumental. And the reason why is because of, like we said, STEM. When we look at us as a people, we're less than 1% into STEM. And when we start looking at that, the manufacturing aspect of things, the fabrication aspect of things, it is very important that we get ourselves and our youth involved in this. There's not an age limit either. You can start these projects at any age. Because what it is that technology needs us. And the reason why technology needs us is so it can operate better. But the key element that we bring to the table as of how we want to say ourselves, I call us golden people, but as we want to call ourselves black people or African American, the key thing that we bring to a lot of the industry is actually our artistry. We are the artists of the world. At all levels, when you look at engineering down to just textiles, we're the ones that really bring it to life. When you look at all the other groups, it's our group that really brings life to everything we put our hands on. So the importance of STEM, the importance of manufacturing, the importance of working with our African brothers and sisters is really key, because as I've been working in this industry, we have the Chinese. They're going to Africa, they're setting up shop in Africa because what they said is that it's cheaper. When you start looking at how much, let's look at the US dollar. It's 15 US dollars pays a month's salary for a Nigerian. 15 US dollars. So when you start thinking about that, you can work a job here and literally have somebody working there as a business structure. So what we could do is come together and then empower ourselves, open up businesses. Africa has all of the natural resources. I work with some of the people that's boots on the ground that can get the raw material for us. Boots on, right now I have coffee that's going to come in. So then we start our own coffee company that we're not going to Starbucks, that we have our own coffee business in our community. So that's our investment. T. Lewis and I, we're working on bringing our own hair products, our own natural products for us. So we are working on it, things are transpiring, and just it's a matter of, as we say, the sunrise tomorrow, that we're going to be in business doing these things. Well, thank you all for your time. And long live because of the sunrise.
Thank you. Come on up, Gino.
How's everybody? You know, I listened to Vic and many of you, they're doing wonderful things and they're faith in themselves. See, what we have forgot in life is faith in ourselves. We have to go back to that. We can't depend on the white man for everything. We got to depend on us. And that's the problem, okay? When I was coming up as a kid, the record business was controlled by the white man. Every record you put out, if the white man's name was on it, nobody wanted to play. So what do? Turn around and pimp off you, stole your masters and all that. But as a kid, let me tell you a story. At 8 years old, I was laying in my bed. A spirit came through my door and looked at me. Didn't say anything. And turned his back and went out the door. And because of that, I knew I was sanctioned. You heard that word, sanctioned? Sanctioned by the Creator that I got your back. I had two hit records. I wrote, produced them, owned them. The white man sent me to Vietnam, drafted me. In Vietnam, I caught Agent Orange. I've been 7 months in Japan in the hospital. 7 months. And I looked at my profile when I got a service, it says that he couldn't take a counter and a flu shot, send him over there anyway because he's a smart ass. That's the stuff that white folks been doing to us. You're too smart, you're smart ass. And God bless you, everybody in here, to bless others. I can tell you that because all my life I've owned everything I've done, my music, everything. I was an outlaw in the business. But God allowed me to get an A. You understand what I'm saying? When you go to school, you go through school, you get an E, a D, a B, or a C, or an A. Once you go by God's finish line, when you get that A, you know it. Because then it's called heaven on earth. Because he supplies you with everything you need, financially, everything. All you got to do, once you get that A, you know it because you have no more worries. Only worry you have in this world is to keep your good health, because everything is given to you by God. But you also have to turn around and pass it on. You gotta pass it on because he gave it to you to pass it on. And everyone that is very successful in this world with their family, you're overseers. You appoint a person in your life as an overseer. When they have problems, what do they do in your family? You go to the overseer. Because that's the one he blessed you to go to. Some people's overseer, they don't care about nobody. Nobody but themselves. So I've been knowing Pick and his family for a long time. And anything he wanted to do, I'm there for him. I want you to know that. Because you also, you don't even know it, but you have guardian angels around you every day of your life. All over you. And I appreciate inviting you to come out today. In fact, my office is right around the corner. You know, when Big came to me and said, Gino, I need an office. I want to rent some space from you. I said, no, I'm going to get your own office. Did I get it for you? That's what you got to do. If God bless you with more than enough, hear what I'm saying? More than enough. Turn around and help somebody. That's why he gave it to you. And I can say, that's my life. He didn't bless me, I'm happy, I don't worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? No matter the devil try to stop me from finishing that finish line. But I didn't finish with the white man, I finished it with Geno Washington. Because everything on the internet concerning me, music, videos, TV shows, on them all. All of them. You know, black folks try to stop me too, don't get me wrong. We got some devils out here in the black, that don't want you to see. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta look at them and laugh at them and go the other way. But I learned one thing, when they peeping out the front door, I done went through the back door. you came to the front, how y'all doing? You know? So let's support this organization, you're doing wonderful things. And all I gotta say is, help someone. If God bless you in so many ways, give you an A out of life. And you know, there are A's out of life. You know what A is. Then you know about anything. Because you work all your life, you finish the finish line, and you get your reward, but you will stay for the God. So that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna give you a biscuit and leave.
Right, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening. I'm Dr. Stacy. I'm a friend of Brian Piccolo, Mama Joan, and some of the other people here. Shiki and his queen, always call her queen, I don't call her by name, but she is truly a queen. You have to get to, interact with people, and then you'll see why. Because let me tell you something. I have a problem with men calling women queens. Just calling them queens, and they ain't queens. Sometimes it just stinks. See, so a woman earns that, you know? And for you to be here, all I see is kings and queens. And I'm talking about not from the books of what white men said, not from what you seen on TV. Being the king and the queen is a soul thing. It's from the soul. We are nothing but royalty. And just like Gino was saying, we got to remember our roots. I mean, deeply, spiritually. You understand? See, we had ancestors, but here we are becoming the ancestors. And we got to spread that, you see? And so the thing of it is it is so important that we understand love. And I'm not talking about the love that the world gave us to understand. I'm talking about what's embedded inside of us. And we all got it. I don't care. You can be mean if you want to up in here. I don't even play that. Oh, people get old, they get mean. No, you know what? That's a choice. You don't have to be mean, okay? First, start loving yourself. In order for you to understand what love is, love yourself so that when you give it to someone else, it's got meaning behind it because you got self-meaning. You know what I'm saying? So you see, you got to look beyond the physical. You got to get to the soul. That's where it's at. And you know, when we was coming up in the 60s, that's all they talked about, soul. Ain't that what Jay, I got soul and I'm super bad. What happened? We ain't super bad no more? Come on. We all super bad. We still here. Somebody not here because they left, but you still here. And just remember, all of these programs and all these things that we're doing, just like what Piccolo was doing, it requires our time, but it also requires money. Okay? I'm not here to beg and ask for anything, but you know what? If you can, find it in your heart. Let's give a donation to him so he can keep this organization going. It needs help. Yes, it does. We'll run out there and we want to spend money on all the white programs and try to get this. We go out there and try to win the lottery and the lotto and everything else. And then there we go. We still still waiting on that day that number gonna fall. Okay? But invest in something that's going to mean something to someone else's life. Okay? Not just the young folks, but even us. Okay? Even us. Guess what? We getting old, but we ain't forgotten. We still heroes. Every last one of us. We still heroes. You see? We done seen some things that some people that went on, and they not here to see it. Look what we witnessed when it comes to the world, the politician, and everything. We're just different. We make the mark in this world. I was looking at a report yesterday, and it come to find out that the world's economy is in the trillions. And why is it in the trillions? Black people. Black people. They used to say, you know what? Hey, black people, if all the black people went to Africa, what would happen to the United States? It would be economical disaster. See? So now we ain't got to keep on going out and buying these $200 or $300 pairs of shoes. I know you like them. But you know what? Enough is enough. We need to support our own people. I don't care. Look, let me tell you something. If you ain't got them $2, donate something to Bright. Donate something to Detroit Legacy Sunrise. Please do that. So if you find it in your heart, where can you give your donations at? Huh? Come on, we got to do it like church and get a frying pan or a pan or something, a box or something. How we going to collect?
Yeah.
Okay? We ain't taking credit cards and debit cards and all that kind of stuff. And don't be talking about Cash App and all that, because you know we didn't come up on Cash App. We came up on Cash in my hand. Okay? There you go. Don't be sharing. If it's $1, please. Okay? Just put something in there. Hey, look, quarters. Okay? That's all. Just give something to help with this program. If you're going to be a part of this program, or any connection with, please support it the best way you can. If you don't have any cash right now, then give it Brian, find out what his Cash App or whatever he used, Zeal or whatever they call it, and just send it to him, okay? And do me a favor, if you're paying taxes, remember what you give today, because it's tax donation. Anytime you give to any organization, it's tax donation. Just like some of y'all, when y'all file y'all taxes, y'all forget about when y'all be paying tithes and offering to the church. Y'all better start going ahead and follow that. They got it now where H&R Block trying to tell you, well, that don't matter. No, husband, you better get your mind straight. Okay? Give whatever you give. Ain't no judge and ain't nobody looking. Come on. All all you old pimps in here, stuff, quit flipping out them $1 bills. You got that knot, go on and give up something for real. You want a grant? Come on. It's okay. If you don't have anything, that's okay. Okay? We good? Everybody good? Everybody good? You good? You good? We good? Everybody good? Okay? So, the food is getting ready. Okay? So we want to thank God. Want to thank God for the food that we are about to receive. We thank God for the cook. We thank God that His hand was in everything that's in here today. May you enjoy your meal, enjoy your time here. God bless you all.
Give up to Dr. Stacy right there. Dr. Stacy is an archbishop. Okay, he's an actual archbishop. He's a master electrician. He wears a Purple Heart. He was a Navy SEAL. He's been down through here, this gentleman right here. He served his country and is still serving his country. Let's give him a nice round of applause right there, that gentleman right there. Yeah. And I just met him, actually. That's my best friend, that's my big brother. Or am I the big brother? I think I'm the big brother.
Yeah, we'll let you have an age.
But Clarence, but he will come at the drop of a dime, Cleve. Every morning, what you doing? That's one that will do that. What you doing? What you got going on over there, man? He's a master electrician. He ran electricity all through my house and didn't charge me a dime. He did like about $1,000 worth of work in my house, electrical work, for real. And didn't charge me any dime. So that man right there, and it's not a tip or a tat or whatever, but you can't outbless God. You can't outbless God. So your blessings is definitely, they stored up, brother. And so I appreciate Dr. Stacy, man. I mean, I love that guy. I love y'all people. I love you. Just give it up for the love. Give it up for the love. This right here is one of my ministry years, right here. In my ministry years I have serviced 7 suicide attempts. 7 in my years. Where they'll call me and say, Pastor, I can't take it no more. I can't do it no more. I said, it's a wrap. I just can't do this no more. I'm about to kill him when he come back in this door tonight. He said, put his hands on me one more time, Pastor. I got a knife right here and I'm going to use it tonight. Because I know he's going to come in here and he's going to be beating on me. For real. This is one of the testimonies. Yeah. So I said, well, hold on, don't do that, man. We're gonna pray for you. We'll pray that spirit off you. Can you call me back at 7 o'clock? This is about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, evening. She called me back at 7 o'clock. I had about 8 prayer warriors on the line with me. And we prayed that thing up out of that lady, gave her joy, gave her peace, gave her greater understanding, and all like that. By the time we got off the line, it was about an hour and a half later. But she was smiling, she was happy about herself, even if it wasn't just for that moment. It made a difference in her life. So I went through like 7 of them, where somebody wanted to take their own life. And said, I see what you're doing, and I do that a lot. We had our online ministry. You would call me, and we talk about the Lord, talk about whatever you want to talk about for hours. Yeah. So I went through all of that, and then I said, well, the Lord blessed me and released me from that ministry and brought me to this ministry here, right? And we're still in ministry. I forgot my backdrop, but I have a retirement backdrop I was going to put right there. Retirement. Anything you want to retire, you go over there and take a picture in front of it. Retirement. You don't have to be at your 68 years old. If it's something in your life that you don't want to retire that thing. Right? So, yeah, that's what I'm into now, is retirement. It's the things in my life that I am just retiring from it. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, Aaliyah? It's gone in my life. All right? So let's think about that. There's some things going on in your life. We have the power and the wisdom with all. God has already put it in us. He said, I knew you before the foundation of the world, and he has ordained us as such. Amen?
Amen.
So he already knew us, and you already know what's going on out here. You ain't got to be for real. If you really, really know David,
Yeah.
then you really, really know, man. So you don't need me or anybody else. You don't need, matter of fact, close the door. Close the door. Usher, close the door. No, close the door. Usher, I said close the door. Now, run that $20. Run that spot, about 100 of y'all in here. Run that 20. The door is closed. Lock that door over there, baby. Don't let them out.
Okay, Marvin.
Don't let them out. Toy, don't let them out over there. Now run that 20. Let's see. No. So we're getting ready to feed you guys, and I appreciate y'all. Anybody got any testimonies, any blessings they want to say? Sharon, you want to get on the mic and say, talk about it?
Thank you, Brian. I just want to say thank you, Brian. He instructed our girls from the Full and Fabulous Curvy Girl Project into podcasting, and now they're traveling out of state doing podcasts. They're on Spotify, of course, YouTube, and a couple others. So I'm excited about that. But I wanted to make sure I mentioned to all of you that I'm the person responsible for having the street named after Stevie Wonder. And for his 75th birthday, which is May 13th, 2025, we're doing a love walk. So we're asking you to join the love movement. And on July 27th from 2 to 3, that's a Sunday, we want you to bring your congregation down. We're going to start at the corner of Stevie Wonder Avenue and Woodward, and we're going to walk up Stevie Wonder Avenue. What he said when we named the street after him was that he wants people to feel the love when they walk up his street. So he did a song last year, Healing Our Nation's Broken Heart. We actually had our first walk last year, and that video and the pictures that we took from that is with his song now. So that's the video that they actually used. So we're asking him to come and join us for this walk, but even if he doesn't, because God forbid if something was to happen to him, the walk is still gonna happen. You know, so people need to understand we don't have to wait for the celebrity. If your heart is real, you're gonna do it because it's important that we come together and love each other. So again, it's July 27th, Sunday from 2 to 3. I'll make sure that I'll get your information from Brian, and please come and join us in celebration of Stevie Wonder's 75th birthday. But the one thing I want to make sure is that regardless to if I'm here or Stevie is here, that it goes on. We're the only street that has activity on it as far as a street named after a celebrity. Berry Gordy doesn't have anything going on, not anything on that street. So when you think about it, Don Barton, nothing's going on. So we have to keep our people alive by doing something under their name, under their street, or what have it. It's just sitting there. There are people that come from all over the world to take a picture under Stevie Wonder Avenue. So, under the sign. So I just want to say that we have to honor that because his career started in Detroit. He was born in Saginaw, but his career started here in Detroit. So please join us. Again, my name is Dr. Sharon Dumas with Full and Fabulous, and Brian will make sure we get you the information. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it.
Give her a nice round of applause. I was speaking earlier, I brought the picture up, this right here. This guy here named Lumberjack from back in the day. Dance on the scene, this is part of the scene. This is Shirley that I was mentioning. This is Yvonne's sister, passed away years ago. So rest in peace to Shirley, but that's her right there, and that's me. That's me, looking over here trying to get on camera. Probably, I think that was my first day on the show, so I was so excited. These right here, they're already stars on the show. They danced every week, and this is what they did, right, Yvonne? This is what they did, yeah, Yvonne's sister. And that's me trying to get in where I fit in. So, but yeah, we're excited. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna start feeding you guys, and we're gonna try to get some music going at the same time. So, pray for Naziah Harris as well. Still looking for Naziah. Still looking for Naziah Harris. Keep her in your prayers, her family in your prayers. Naziah Harris is the little girl who was abducted. We don't know what her situation is. We can't call her dead or alive right now. But Neziah Harris, keep her name in your prayers as we move forward. But we cannot waste our young people to the streets. I want to give a shout out to Renee. Renee just came. She's a counselor at Emerson Elementary Middle School. Counselor, only counselor. She is the girl right there. And we do great things over there at her elementary school. They spoiled now. We've been over there, it's like we got our own passcode to get in. But she's excited for the sector. What grade?
He came through, preschool through second grade. You're going to be coming over and doing. Well, I just want to say this. I want to say, first of all, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And I want to say to you, Brother Brian, I appreciate you. I'm going to give you your flowers now. I love you, brother. God bless you. And I have to tell you, I asked him if he would come and speak to my babies for career day. And he said, oh, okay, I can do one better. He said, I'm gonna come over. He said, you and I are gonna collaborate. Now normally, you know, when people say, and I'm just gonna keep it real, because I believe in keeping it real. A lot of times, us, I'm talking about us, the melanated people, oftentimes our intentions are good, but we don't follow through. We have to show up for children. We're the elders now, so we cannot keep saying we're going to show up for the children and we never do. This man right here, I came, we saw each other. Within 2 weeks, he was at my school. And that's why I make sure I show up, because your word is your bond. And I always tell the kids, you only have your word. That's all you have. You have your word. This brother came and he has been coming, he keeps coming, and I absolutely love it. So we have, so far, he has come over and we've collaborated and done social emotional learning for grades 3, 4, and 5. He came, he did that, and I'm bragging, I gotta brag. 2 of the babies are his children as well, who come and do the dancing clowns. They're my babies, and they're A students. So I wanted to make sure I let you all know that he is doing something positive. It is definitely resonating with us. My principal, who's crazy busy, but he came over and he made sure that he came over and met this brother. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. She can sing too. She gonna open her mouth too. We gonna have y'all up here. She gonna open her mouth. This lady can sing to the 10th power. And we got Clarence Kendricks Jr. Now, Kendricks Records back in the day. Kendricks Records. That's his son right there. That's his son in the building. Clarence Kendricks Jr. is in the building. He's graduated from Kettering High School.
That's right.
Over there at KD.
That's right. That Royal
Eastside. Yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, we used to get records from Kendricks Records back in the day.
That's right.
Yeah, when we had to go get records from a record store, we went to go to Kendricks Records and
That's
Chef
right.
Meeks Records.
That's what we
There was
did.
the 2 and I was that.
That's what we did.
Yeah,
That's right,
and
brother.
so we're excited. Thank y'all. I can believe they're coming up shortly. Each one of y'all can come up. Anyone else, Judge? You need anything you want to say? Hey, brother. Hey, brother. There's one. He's a Navy vet. He went to the Navy. He did. How many years did you do? He did 20 years. You should know about being late in the military. But he did 20 years, and that's one of my good friends. I call him one of my godsons. And he's a real good guy, a real upstanding guy. If I need him, he's there. You don't really have too many of them there, so when you get one or two, they're hard to find. But he's here today, and I praise God for him. Now Caroline has a boutique I want to talk. Caroline is that girl right here. She is a Mary Kay queen, okay? Anybody do Mary Kay in here? She's number one in the top 10 of the sales ladies at Mary Kay. She's number one. No, seriously. You know how they do? They had a top 10 for the, she got the pink Cadillac and all that. David, she got the pink Cadillac and all that. But, so I want you to mention your new location, what you got going on now with your attire. She does New York trips. You just came off your New York trip. She take everybody to New York, let them shop, and bring them back.
Shop till you drop.
Shop till you drop. So I'm gonna let Caroline say a few words to you.
Okay. Hello, my name is Caroline Davenport. I've been doing New York trips for the last 22 years, 3 trips a year. So if anybody's interested in going, you can always get my number, or I'm on Facebook, and usually I advertise it on Facebook. And also, I work for MGM Grand Casino Detroit, so I do have to work during the day. But me and my daughter have merged our business together. I used to be at the flea market for 14 years with handbags and jewelry, and my daughter has a website with clothes. So we merged together, and as a little team, we put our clothes and handbags and jewelry together. And we're located Suite 3 on Merriman and 5 Mile, 2 blocks west of Merriman, and we're there on the weekends from 12 to 5. So also I have that on my website too. On my Facebook page also. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Caroline right there. Yeah, she was in the flea market, that one there off of DeQuinder.
County line.
DeQuinder County line, yeah, the county line, everybody's in there.
14 years. And I left
14 years she's been there. And David Banks over there, man, come say hi, man. Come say hi. That's the singing brother right there. EJ is my boy too now. They looked up. But EJ is cool, he's cool. But David is better. David is better. David, this is my man right here. He's been around the world. This guy has toured around the world. He's been on many stages with everybody. Enchantment. Detroit's own Enchantment. Say a few words.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Folks, I'm glad to be here tonight with Brian and his project, and you other people here from Detroit. We are all kings and queens.
That's right.
And we will succeed. Regardless of what's going on with the government,
That's right.
we shall survive. All right. Peace out. I love you.
All right, thank you, man. Because y'all on tour now, right?
Yeah, we doing Cleveland, Ohio.
We're doing Cleveland, Ohio, May 16th and 17th with Evelyn Champagne King and radio and yeah. We get a musical award and we performing also.
All right.
Many years in the game. Y'all sold all of his records.
That's right.
His records sold all those records. And this gentleman over here, man, I know he don't want to stand up. This is my little brother. No, I'm not a big brother. I'm a big brother? No, he's a big brother. This is Charles Clark of the Floaters. Okay? Yeah, he's the Libra of the group. He's the Libra of the group, you know? And so Charles, that's my man, okay? That's my man. And we've been knowing each other about, how old is your grandbaby? How old is he now? 5? He's 6. He's 6? Yeah, because, we know of Charles and all like that, but I didn't know Charles. But I had an event in 2019, my first event for this event, okay? My first one. He said, man, I can't even come, man. My grandson being born tonight. The one we're talking about now, he's 6 years old. His name King. And so, me and Charles really becoming with a relationship, we're friends and stuff, buddies and all like that. And he was gonna come to my fair, Yvonne, and he had to go receive his grandbaby. He loved his grandbaby. He loved all his children, man. I ain't seen nobody love their children more than this gentleman right here. I'm telling you, he loved his grandbaby. So this is Charles of the Floaters, man. Let's give him a nice round of applause in the building. So you just had Enchantment, you got Charles of the Floaters. Charles, you want to say something, man?
Hello, Detroit. It's good to be among friends. But the flows people are changing. Getting back this year. It's like a flow upgrade. So we look for it. We can say that the upgrade for it. More for the money. But I don't talk about what's in his face. He's always putting it over. But I love you guys, okay?
Hey, Charles!
Yeah.
Charles!
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, man.
He said, "Hold on." So Charles and the Floaters, they got a new single out. He's in the studio now with some good music. They be doing shows. They just did a show with us at Burks here recently. I'm talking about he still got the moves and all like that. Don't get him shaking that one leg like Luther Vandross. It's gonna be over with. This one right here, yeah. I say, Charles, your thing is shaking that leg, man. You know the old singers when they sing, Kenny, they got to do that leg, you know. He got it down pat. So I'm not gonna worry y'all too much, man. We're gonna try to get the music going over there. Anybody else want to say a word?
Yes, May 15th is Emerson's Career Day, so if you can find it in your heart.
May 15th.
May 15th.
Yeah. And I think on the 21st, we're doing a sing-along. So what I do, I go to the schools and stuff like that. So for the pre-K to first grade, so we come in and we do nursery rhyme sing-along, right? I bring in artists like the Stub Girls or anybody like that and come in and they sing nursery rhymes with the young people. Isn't that something? Yeah. I'm working with y'all children, man. I'm working with them with y'all, man. Trust me. I see y'all babies probably more than y'all do, for real. I'm working with them babies too. And I love them children. I love all children, man, because you see a glow in their eye, man, that they gonna lose at the time. But while they got that glow, nurture that glow, man. You know? And so that's what we do, man. We take them on trips to amusement parks, we go skating with them, all kind of stuff. So yeah, let's just keep that going. Let's just keep that going.
And if you can't come and speak, if you can do a short 3-minute video talking about your career and explaining why it's important for the students to stay in school, I would appreciate it.
Right. So what she gonna do is she got all this mouth over here talking to her. She can rest it up.
Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long? For heaven and home, when Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over me.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Talent in the building tonight, y'all.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. Come on now. Come on. Come on.
No
Come on.
that He cannot
for all things work according to the Master's purpose in His holy will. No matter what you're going through, remember that God only wants a chance to use you.
Come on now.
Oh, the battle is not yours. It's the Lord. Thank you. Thank you.
Sister Annie. It's good to see us while we're living.
That's right.
My thing is this, y'all won't be coming to my funeral because I'm not having one. I'm donating my body to medical science. I'm already registered with Wayne State University.
Okay.
And then once they give me my ashes back, they'll give it to my daughter. And they'll put it in the Detroit River for me. So I'm not having no memorial or funeral, everybody. If I can only get these many people here, watch if I pass away, huh? It's gonna be standing room only, they're gonna be down the street, around the corner.
Of course.
But while we yet still living,
That's right.
this is what you got. This is what you got right here.
That's right.
So I've already donated my body to medical science. Hopefully this body can help someone else, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Hopefully this lung. Hopefully, you know, anything that's in my body that can be used in medical science, have your way, Lord. Okay? So that's my testimony.
Hello, everybody. Y'all look so good. Thanks for coming out. I'd just like to ask if you will, say a special prayer for my baby girl's best friend. They went to high school and college together, and she passed away this morning. 30 years old. So, yeah, so it's been kind of a rough day because we were all so close to her. Her name is Lexis Thompson, and she passed away this morning with breast cancer. So I'd just like to ask that keep her in prayer. You don't know her face, but lift her name up, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Food. We taking some food.
My daughter and my grandson about to leave. Y'all give them a nice round of applause. But yeah, we go down through there with the history of the city of Detroit, man. Everybody, Mr. Henry Lambert from Henry's Palace in Finkel, Illinois. I know y'all been to Henry's Palace before for some reason or another. Yeah, yes sir. And Henry was one of my real good friends too back in the day. He ain't like too many people, but me and him seemed to get along real well back in the day. My father actually was Willie Robinson. He was an organ player for all the groups back in the day. Mad Dog and the Pups, Betty the Vet, Fantastic Four, Charles and the Floaters. Back in the day, my stepdad. I was like 6 years old. He had an organ in the front room, writing sheet music. Back in the day, they would write sheet music. Right, and you would pass it to your horn players or whoever's playing your music, and they learn the music off the sheet music, right? So this is what he would do like all the time. He had an organ in the front room. I'm like 6, I wasn't paying attention to that. I'm outside jumping, skipping, and hollering, having fun. But later as time went on, I realized what was going on, you know? They were playing at Mozambique, I'm talking about all the clubs, 20 grand, the Latin Quarters, they played at all of those clubs. Martha Reeves and Vandellas. My dad produced her first solo LP. That's why she loved me today. Martha don't like too many people either. Martha don't like too many people. But me and her singing got along real well as well. And so, yeah, we just got a lot of memories, man, here in the city of Detroit. Simpson, Johnny Simpson, Simpsons Records. Those people stand to me, all of those great people in the 70s, early 80s. And then they put crack in the streets and they broke us down. No, seriously, we were on a roll. Then they put crack in the streets for $2. And $2, you try that. And didn't know it was addictive. It was very addictive. But at $2, it took their whole life. So they realized that we were coming out, we were going to school, you know, Ronald Reagan's wife, she had just came up with this campaign, don't drop out of school, say no to drugs, back in the day. So that was very popular back in the day. We were dropping out at a high rate, okay? And then when the crack came in, it was just a ride. Then Mayor Archer took over, and when Mayor Archer was in, that's when you had like Devil's Night, when they burned up the whole city and stuff like that. Devil's Night, when Devil's Night was out, the whole city, you know. Well, that's when Mayor Archer was the mayor. He was the mayor then. And we had difficulties, we had complications with him for that. And we felt like it was, it was planned how they did that with the city of Detroit. Okay, because, just so happens we ended up taking over Detroit. It wasn't our fault. We came here and took it over. Then they left. They made Warren, Rochester, Harperwood, they made East Point, they made all these other areas for them to live. And they left Detroit here in shambles and called it a slum and a ghetto and stuff, and we was the #1 murder capital of the world and all. Just beating us down in Detroit. And it really wasn't that serious, to make us seem like that. But now, with Dan Gilbert and everybody taking over downtown, you see how downtown is prospering. They actually put 3 new zip codes downtown. You understand? So yeah, they put the zip codes because the zip codes that were down there didn't speak well for you at all. That's why they always ask you what's the zip code. Because once they find out your zip code, then they know how you live, right? And they know what's up on that tip. So Dan Gilbert didn't want to be a part of that, so he petitioned the city and they gave him 3 zip codes. See y'all, appreciate y'all. David, the champion on his way out. Appreciate y'all, man. So, but yeah, this is the history, and I'm glad they're bringing back some of the neighborhoods. Like they're gonna tear down that 375 freeway. They're taking that 375 freeway out, putting back up the neighborhood. Because that was like, what was that, Hastings, Black Bottom area like that? Yeah. So actually they're tearing that freeway out and gonna put a cold community back over there. If you notice where all the freeways are, that's where we actually lived at. If you notice that. Yeah. So now, thank God for Mayor Dugan. Actually, at first I didn't like Mayor Dugan because when Malice Green got killed, when they killed Malice Green on 14th Avenue there, on West 14th Street, Mayor Dugan at the time was a prosecutor. And he was on their heads about that. He was trying to prosecute our black young men back in the day. Come on now, Mayor Dugan today, right? And our Kim Worthy, she was a prosecutor back then as well. They had it out for us people of God, for real, quiet as it's kept. And then he ended up being the mayor. But I want to say, beyond, because my mother worked for Coleman Young for years, but beyond Coleman Young, to me, Mayor Dugan has been doing a fabulous job. For real. At the end of the day, even though he was a write-in and all like that, he's done a great job. He got me my house. I have a deed to my home right now. An actual deed. Who got deeds for their home? Be blessed. Because it's hard. My mother had a 27-year mortgage. 27 years. You had to do 27 years by the time they figured it out based on what you're going to pay them. You'll be done in 2003. And that was 1979. Okay, Tony? So, when my mother worked hard for a deed to her house. That's like when you go to work and you retire and you die 2 years after you retire, so you really don't have time to enjoy your retirement, right? So that's like it is with a house. Before you can even enjoy your house, you can die. You ain't even been paying for the mortgage yet. Yeah, yeah, you know, that part. So, I mean, black people, we got a lot to be thankful for, grateful for, and that I just admonish everybody to understand that, and that's what I advocate for. The history of Detroit, Michigan, and the right of seeking.
Yes, sir.
That's what we do, man. We bring every day, man, talking about what we can do for our communities, man. So I appreciate y'all for coming out. We're gonna get some to-go plates going too for like that late night snack. Did anybody like the casserole?
Oh, yeah.
The cauliflower casserole? Y'all like that? Thank you. I made that. I made. She was lying. Yeah, I was able to make the cauliflower casserole, and I love making that. So, just straight up, baby. You like that, Renee?
It was all good.
Yeah. John, come on over here, sweetie.
Oh, yeah, I see.
This is Miss Joan Carpenter, everybody. Let's give Joan a nice round of applause. My sweetie right here. It's my honey bun. That's my Kit Kat. That's my Reese's stuff right there. That one there, her. Yeah. That's my Snickers bar right there. So, Zay, I want to appreciate you because she did all this food, and I know her. This is like about a $1,500 catering order right here. Real talk. And she did it for me, man. Out of the kindness of her heart. She got all the food, cooked everything. That's about a $1,500 catering order because I know she does great catering job. Yes. And she cooks all that stuff by hand. She's trying not to get nothing out of it. She cooks all of that. Shouts out to her mom who kept her in the kitchen. There was about 9 or 10 of them. She was the one that ended up in the kitchen. You know, there's always one in the kitchen with mama, right? That was her. But praise God for her parents, you know what I mean? So with all witnesses said, sweetie, I do want to appreciate you, man. And you know, y'all know when y'all call it, this is my sweetie right here, you know. God has truly, truly blessed me, okay? You know what, I wanted to say this, because I'm a pastor for 8 years, 20 years this year. It's my anniversary in ministry. But the thing is this, I value my culture. You notice I talk about a lot of history and culture. I value my culture more than my religion. Real talk. God got me, I didn't knock on the door of heaven and say, God, is it my turn to go down to earth yet? I didn't even know he sent me here. I didn't even know I was here till about 3 or 4 or 5 years old. How about that? Did you know you was here till about 3 or 4 or 5 years old? You ain't know what was going on, but God. So that being the case, we now have to just understand our purpose of you being here. So once we understand our culture and where we come from and what our people been through, you know what I mean? W.E.B. Du Bois, what he been through. Booker T. Washington, what he been through. Sojourner Truth, what she been through. Harriet Tubman, what she been through. All these people that went before us, so that we can get here in 2025 and act a fool. Right? Because we don't know our culture, and religion has us divided. Because I could be Baptist, you could be Christian, you could be Protestant, and we don't like neither one of us. But that culture gives you standards. The culture brings you together, right? You're from Sierra Leone. Oh, well, I should play this clip. They actually, Sharon, you gotta hear this clip. They, in Africa, actually have a learning center in Africa. We have a learning center in Africa. We call it the Bridge Learning Center. That means it's a bridge from here to Africa, from Africa back. It's called the Bridge Learning Center. And we're going on our first year of existence there in Africa. And what we do, we train them and let them get a better understanding about the English culture, the English vocabulary, and help them with their studies there. They're in Sierra Leone, Africa. Sierra Leone, Africa. That's on the west coast of Africa, right by Ghana, right by the door of no return. You know, y'all heard about the door of no return, where the slaves was right there like this, they couldn't even stand up the whole time. Once they got caught, they never stood straight back up. They always had them down like this. The roofs was down like this. You couldn't even stand up, Tony. The whole time till you got off that boat, if you made it off that boat.
My grandmother wouldn't allow us to lean. We couldn't lean.
You couldn't lean, you had to stand straight.
We couldn't lean nowhere. She would lean.
Yes.
Make us
Yeah,
stand straight.
that's why. So, yeah, I advocate hard on our culture. I know religion. This is the book of Brian right here. That's the book of Keith. That's the book of Clarence. This is a book in here.
The book of Judges.
You got all your books. I know Malcolm, I know all them books, but I got a book too. You got a book too. We all got books, and every chapter is just as amazing as one in the Bible. Any book in the Bible, your book is just as amazing. So they get us in them churches, and that's my thing. I love church, I love God, and He know my heart. But understand, we got to know who we are. That religion is dividing us, man. But that culture brings us together. The culture brings us together, not religion. I might not want to go to your church. I might not want to go where Marvin Sapp is. He closing the door. He said, close that usher. I said, close the door. So, and I just left the service. This service was at 2 in the afternoon. And he telling people to give me that last 20. You about to go eat. Don't worry about eating. I need that 20. I can't get it with that. Seriously, people of God, I came out of 4 walls. I had a church for a whole year, and I had a nice congregation. I was doing ministry. But I couldn't do it no more, Sharon. Because they was trying to get me in the back room, telling me how to get the money from the people. How much money did you raise? How much money did you do? We'll send the plate back around. Send this back around. I can't do that, man. You know that this is free. And if you notice, everything I do is free. You know? So, it's not about the money. I appreciate it. It all helps, for sure. But I'm not into that toy. You know what I mean?
I am.
You are? Oh, there you go. See, indoctrinated now. But people of God, just understand that. Let's get more into our culture. You see the flags, I got flags everywhere. Ghana, Sierra Leone,
Kenya,
Swaziland, Nigeria, and I bet you we don't know those flags. I take them to school, I say, what flag is this? They don't know it. They don't know the culture, please. I was wearing one of the flags, so what flag is this? They don't know it. Our culture, our people. This right here is the Sierra Leone flag. This is my flag. This is my home flag. I traced my roots back to 1763. My family traced our roots back, and it took us to Sierra Leone. Now I have adopted a family there, and we've been family for 17 years. That's the ones I do ministry with, and the ones we got the classes over there. I adopted them 17 years ago. I can send $50 over there, it's like $1,000.
Yeah. But I also go by Simona.
Yeah. When I send $50 over there, you know it. They have a whole stack of money. Don't let me, I send $100 over there, and oh my God. If I can bring the clip up, you'll see it. Your children are so humble, and they look just like me and you. They don't look no different. Look like you. Look like you. Your children. So we're all African in culture, right? I'm just saying, y'all, man. I'm just saying. Let's pick it up, man. You know, understand where we're going, where we're coming from, and that's the real deal of Holyfield. The book of Brian. Read my book. Read my book. The book of Tony. Tony got an amazing book. Some downs, some lows, some highs, and some ups. Everybody got a book. That's powerful in the Clarence. Because the book of Clarence is amazing, isn't it? Can you tell the story of your testimony? Because it's amazing. You're recovering from some things now. Big time. We all are, Kenny, right? The book of Kenneth. I love to read it, right? That's powerful, right? So that's where I'm at, people of God, and I'm gonna get out y'all way. I love y'all so much, man. My mom is not here. I was the firstborn, and so I'm really the only one here. I got one brother, he's in New Jersey. He's married, he's been in the military for 27 years in the Air Force. He got his own life, his own family. He don't even know what I'm doing here at Detroit Michigan. He knows, but they not even, I don't understand it, but long story short, me and God, I thank him every day for waking me up and keeping me on my way. I can take out my own trash, I can cut my own grass, right? The activity of my mind is strong. I thank God for that, right? He knew it to be so in my life, Tony. Had he not done that, man, I would be somewhere trying to depend on somebody to take care of me. But glory be to God, he gave me the strength to take care of my own self. Amen. And he gave me the strength that I can use that strength to help others. And I can go to them schools and be with a shiki in them and do what we do. So I thank God for that every day, man. Every day. I got out of the church like 7 years ago. They said, you ain't gonna make it. You left the church and all. Let me tell you, I've been more blessed outside of the church home than I have been inside that church home, man. I was in that church home for 14 years straight. Every day, taking the money out. I'm just saying. But since I've been out of the church, I got a house, my own house. They paying my taxes for 5 years. I don't have to pay taxes on my house till 2030. That's when I take over the taxes. I just got my deed the other day, and they said they paying my taxes for 5 years on that house. For real. Real tough. And all of that is outside of the church. When they told me it couldn't be done, man, that's why I'm upset. Because the people in ministries and the pastors and the lay people in the churches want to talk down on you. Oh, you staying with a girl, y'all ain't even married. Y'all stay together. You staying with her, she staying with you, y'all ain't even married. Me and this lady been together 5 years strong. You understand? So that's marriage. That's marriage. That part. Okay? So when they doctrinize us to doing different things and different reasons for situations, look at what your life is doing. Because God ordained you for a time such as this. Didn't he? Yes. He ordained you for a time such as this. And how dare somebody try to tell you on which way you should go? You're not purged and strong enough, man of God. Got you all on the altar, real long and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I love ministry. Because I am that. Culture first, man. Culture first.
Bro, you a beautiful, beautiful spirit. You really are. This is the temple. You carry the church.
Yeah.
To church.
Yeah. We carry the church inside us when we do.
But I'm the cussing saint. So anybody
You
messing with
cussing
y'all,
saint.
I'll cuss them out.
So, I appreciate y'all, man. If any of this touch y'all heart and touch y'all spirit, and, cause like I say, I don't ask for nothing, but, today, if anybody else wants to contribute and, show us love, cause I gotta pay her.
Cash out. What's your cash out?
Yeah, what's your cash out?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. But y'all just want to help us out. I really appreciate that. Sure.
Don't forget the dollar
Okay.
sign.
So Carl,
Give me your cash out. Dollar sign, Miss Jones.
dollar sign, MZZ, JOAN. That's it? IE. Miss Joni. Okay. Simone, what's up, man? How you doing? Come on up this way. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. But this lady right here is powerful. She talks about like when the doctors have you, ladies, when you're getting ready to deliver and situations like that. In some cases, you don't make it through. You die on that table, right? Or in some cases where your placenta, you drop the placenta, they will take that placenta and sell your placenta. okay, or they won't treat you properly with the proper anesthesia, medicine, however the case may go, they will do that to you because it happened to her. So years ago, she decided to advocate for that, and with the World Health Mental Organization, they have come up with a plan for that. So they do midwifing, they do the midwife, you don't have to go to the hospital and have a baby. It's more spiritual, and it's a blessing to have the baby under the care of people that love you, right? Like we used to. My mother was a midwife back in the day. I didn't know what was going on. I was young. I heard, what's going on there? But yeah, so I wanted her to speak just on that for a second, if you don't mind. No, thank you.
So we haven't started the midwife program yet, but what we have is the maternal protection program. And we call it the maternal protection program because most people don't know that we are dying at alarming rates, and have been for a long time during birthing. And not only are the women dying, but the babies are dying also. I did an event last year at Aniamos, and we gave like $100 gift cards to the maternal women. We gave all types of gifts and different things in supporting these mothers or expecting mothers. Well, 3 of those mothers lost their babies by the time prior to having those babies. And so we are working towards saving lives. World Mental Health Organization, it began World Mental Health Organization because we were focusing on mental health, but now our assumed name is World Mental and Health Organization because we do total health. We're almost to the process right now. We have partnered with an organization called God's Path. They came in to our one-stop where we provide social services, all of the wraparound services, and also the medical that we have in the building. And then we're expanding out. This is on in central Detroit off of Woodward, but then we're expanding out and other locations throughout the city where we'll also be providing primary care, not only for Medicaid and Medicare. I know my husband was saying that, but it is for everyone. So we'll take all insurances, So we also have that. We are soon launching our program that is called the Community Health Worker Program, which is providing education and supporting all of our populations. And so we're doing a lot. It's just a total help. And one of the major things that we're trying to do is to save lives. Like I said, most people, if you never heard of the maternal crisis or that Black women and babies are dying at alarming rates, please raise your hand. Have anyone not heard of that? If you have not heard that we're dying here in Detroit, and all over really, it's a total genocide. It's not talked about a lot because if we're dying because of police brutality. Our men are dying because of police brutality. They're locking our men up and things like that. And then you have our women and the babies are dying in the hospitals. That to me sounds like a genocide. So one way, why I call it the maternal protection program, is because we have to protect ourselves. Most of the people in here are elders, so you guys understood that. But a lot of the young people don't understand. We are still in the fight and the struggle as Black people. We have to be able to protect ourselves. And the first thing is knowing, having a knowledge. Don't send your kids or your grandkids or your cousin or any other family member in that hospital alone. It is dangerous. They are not coming out. Those babies are not coming out. And I know firsthand, I just had to advocate for someone 2 months ago where they killed the baby. And we have to know, another thing is, what do we do if something do happen? How do we stop this? We have to stop this internally because we're not reporting. You report twice and that doctor is found guilty, they can't bill insurances anymore. So what is that telling us? We're not reporting. We have to report to protect ourselves and our families. You know, so we have to stand up and you report to your insurance company. Hopefully this is helpful to someone. You report to your insurance company. You call them and say this has happened, or whoever, you know, it is that you're advocating to, call the insurance company and tell them what happened. They'll do an investigation. You call the hospital administration. You call the attorney general to the hospital. Because a lot of times when I was advocating, there was an injury right the day before this program that we had last year. I had to advocate for a young girl. They treated her so bad. The baby sustained an injury. The baby still has a mark on her face where they used some type of machine or something when they were trying to suck the baby out, and the baby's eye could barely open. And so we have to report these things. We have to get these doctors that are doing these things out of here, and we have to protect our own families. I'm no longer worried about anyone else trying to protect us because they're not. This has been going on for too long. But we have to know what to do as a community to protect ourselves and our families. We have to start in our own families. And with us, family is also friends. You know, making sure if you can't go to that hospital, at least give a call. See if someone can check up on them. Send someone.
What is it that the doctors are doing or not doing that's creating the problems? And are you specifically talking about maternal situations, delivery situations, or you're dealing with other areas as well?
Well, right now we're dealing with the maternal crisis is one thing that, and it's recognized by the federal government. Even Kamala Harris spoke about this. We even have, it's so bad. We're dying at so high numbers that we have our own maternal caucus with the House of Representatives to stop this crisis. Most of us don't even know. They have pretty much supposed to have, you know, that to stop this and decrease those numbers, but it has not happened.
So the doctors are not treating them properly when the babies are being born. They're not getting the proper care.
Exactly. One of the major things, the number one reason why a lot of women are dying is right after they have a baby, they allow them to hemorrhage to death. And they allow them to hemorrhage to death because they're not listening when it comes to a black woman. They will not listen to you. You'll say something that's wrong, and they will totally ignore you. And so that is why we have to be watching out for our families, because when that doctor and that nurse is ignoring that one of your family members is not looking well and something is going on, you're able to advocate and say, well, let me call the hospital administration before this goes too far. Let me see if I can get some type of intervention before my loved one dies. You know, so not only the women, but the babies too. This last case that I advocated for, what they did, they were supposed to do a C-section. They allowed the baby to die in the womb. It was totally preventable. They allowed that. Nothing was wrong with the pregnancy, the birth, anything. They knew they were supposed to do a C-section. They did. They let the baby pretty much suffocate in the womb. All preventable, but why is it only happening to us? So the federal government has actually admitted that it's due to racism and implicit bias.
This is historical. It's just not beginning to come out now because
yes.
This is historical.
Mm-hmm.
Way back.
Yes.
Yeah, and then it's not only this, but it is other medical things. They try to keep that hush hush. We're all dying in the hospital. We all have to advocate, but that's the one thing that they do have on the books. You know, so that's what we're looking at.
That's right.
Let's give her a nice round of applause. She got way more information. We do workshops and all like that, man. I want to get in touch with y'all. Y'all come down and be involved in what's going on. But I'm going to have In-Flight come up and do an acapella for us before we go. They want to sing a little bit for y'all. They just came out of rehearsal, so you know they still geeked up to singing. And come on, Kenny.
Check. Can y'all hear us? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
All
right.
And we're gonna do a video for them too.
We're gonna do a little something. We got a new member of the group. He's only been with like 2 weeks. But y'all